Over this afternoon and talking a little bit about what took place yesterday, and as we look forward to 2010. Certainly, as has been recounted over the last 12 or 15 hours, Republicans had a very good night last night nationally, particularly in Virginia and New Jersey, both states that Democrats should have won easily, and in fact did win easily in 2008. Just to go through a few of those numbers, because I think they're really interesting and they're really important. Obama carried Virginia by 7 points, and Democrats had won the last two gubernatorial races and the last two U.S. Senate races, and yet Bob McDonnell was able to win by about 18 points, so you saw a 25-point swing there. Obama carried New Jersey by 16 points, and the state hasn't elected a Republican governor since 1997, so Chris Christie winning by about 5 votes is about a 20 or 21-point swing there for the Republicans in just over a year. And those are staggering facts. To me, those are staggering facts, and the Democrats have to be worried about that going in to 2010. Looking at those numbers, if I was Ted Strickland, I'd be concerned that the Democrats lost an open seat in Virginia, but I'd be terrified that they couldn't even hold an incumbent gubernatorial seat in the staunchly Democrat New Jersey with a self-funded candidate. These wins give us a real opportunity in Ohio. They give us some real momentum and as a national party, and some real momentum here in Ohio. But we have a lot of work to do. We know that. These wins don't erase our challenges in rebuilding our majority coalition, but Virginia and New Jersey give us a great starting point. Let's talk for a second a little bit about what happened in Ohio, because we're seeing some great signs of change across the state here as well. Democrats pulled off some expected wins in the major cities, and I would imagine that my counterpart today probably stood up and talked about those major wins in those major cities, major urban cities. But let's remember, they're going to try to spin that as a sign of strength, but they hold a 10-to-1 registration advantage in Cleveland, they hold a 5-to-1 registration advantage in Cincinnati, and they hold a nearly 4-to-1 advantage in the city of Columbus. What they should be concerned about is why in the city of Cincinnati did the mayor's race come within 6,000 votes when Barack Obama won the city last year by a 76-to-24 result. The reason is we ran a hard-working candidate who was highly unknown to anyone 6 months ago, came within single digits of an incumbent with universal name ID who was highly popular a year ago. We also put 3 Republicans on city council for the first time in 9 years, and we knocked out an up-and-coming Democrat incumbent down in Cincinnati as well. We ran very well in the suburbs, from Hamilton County to Cuyahoga County, where we won or held on to local seats in areas that went overwhelmingly for the Democrats in the last year. The Democrats should also worry, in my humble estimation, why they lost mayor's races to independent candidates in Dayton and in Toledo. Just to remind you all, Mayor Ryan McClin is the vice chair of the Ohio Democratic Party, and in a seat that she has won overwhelmingly 2 times, she ended up losing to a political unknown who got 51.5% of the vote. To those of us who hail from the Dayton area, for a McClin to lose a re-election in the city of Dayton is nothing short of stunning. Let's go back to Toledo for a second. A Republican was the top vote getter in the city council race, and another Republican came in 3rd among the 6 candidates elected. And if you look beyond the metropolitan areas to the suburbs, to the exurbs, to the rural areas across this great state, you will find that we dominated. Across the board, we re-elected our incumbents, we won open seats, and we defeated Democrats. And that's an important factor of where this state is headed in 2010. Let's talk about 2010 for a few minutes. The 2010 election is officially underway, and I'm optimistic, but I'm not overconfident about our chances, especially after what we saw nationally for Republicans on Tuesday. As I have traveled around the state in the short time I've been fortunate enough to serve as chairman of the state party, I have consistently told our crowds there are 3 things you need to win elections. You have to have strong candidates, you have to have a favorable political environment, and you have to have a well-funded infrastructure. When you take a look at our candidates, I have said this many, many times, I believe we will have the strongest slate of candidates that we have fielded in better than a generation. When you look at our candidates from the top of the ticket to the bottom on the statewide ballot, you will find as strong a slate of candidates as we have fielded in a generation. They are all hardworking. They are all self-sufficient, creative, reform-minded individuals who want better days for Ohio. As you all know, John Kasich will lead our ticket with that same sort of energy that Bob McDonnell used in Virginia last night to sweep every statewide office. And John is already generating the excitement amongst the grassroots of the party, candidly, that we've not seen for a long, long time in Ohio. And for us, what's especially great is that he's generating that excitement and that enthusiasm, not just amongst the traditional GOP base, but he's doing it with young voters. And he's doing it with folks who have never been involved and energized and excited about the political process before. So it's a fun time for us to watch John go off and do his thing. We have done our own internal polling, our own research on our candidates, and each of our statewide races, and every one of our candidates is in a strong position to win. They all have the ability to raise the money. They all have the infrastructure necessary. They all have the tools and the techniques required in order to be competitive next year. Let's take a